this. This is the sound of a cork coming out of a glass bottle. I love this sound. Just listen to this. You hear that? I'll do it one more time. All right, you ready? Oh, I hit the wood as well. One sec. Wait. Wow. Wow. That's enough. If you do too many, see, you'll ruin it if you do it too many times. You know, it's the first one that really gets you. All right, Gladiator 2 and The Man Who Died. All right, there is connections with it, so I like this. Right, so, all right, so I was speaking to Christian Coty yesterday, the makeup artist, and he has to go back to Malta on Wednesday, and he was supposed to be doing The Man Who Died with me on Saturday, so he had to go. He had to go back to Kalkara in Malta, you know. So he was telling me about Gladiator 2, and you know they've lifted some of the ban, I think, with the strike and stuff like that. There's some little units working. There's loads of small units working there, you know. But he told me that they've built a full scale kind of like Colosseum over there, you know. And I said, like, they must have they built parts of it. And you go, no, the whole thing with little tiny bits of green screen, but like, you know, there's like a 5-mile run of all this village that they've built in Kalkara, probably about 20 million or something like that. And, you know, so it's unreal what they do with these big movies, you know, but they get tax rebates and they get stuff like that and kind of like incentives and stuff like that, you know. So he has to go back anyway. So The Man Who Died, it's up in the air in a couple of ways. So when you're making a movie, there's always going to be these problems that come up. You know, there's issues in certain parts of it. It's a challenge to make a movie. You know, it puts you under pressure, which I don't mind. You know, being put under pressure is okay. Sometimes it's okay, you know, because it keeps you kind of sharp and keeps you where you need to be, where you need to do it, and to try and keep cool and calm as well when these things come about, because your system does want to get annoyed about it and kind of like, well, you know, why is this happening? Why, you know, if it was only a few days later, we could have still done the film. And I've organized this, I've organized my day off, I've organized everyone else that can do it on that day. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like, well, now what the fuck do I do? All right, so I rang around yesterday, a few different places, a few different people that I know, movie people and stuff, and I have now 2 women that can do the makeup, no problem. So I'm gonna get 2 makeup artists coming down on Saturday to do it, and they can do it no problem. And so there's small issues and stuff with it. All right, and then another issue came up. The actor who's playing The Man Who Died, Barry Kinsler, he's got some series that he's making for a couple of months, and he's supposed to be starting mid-September or 10th of September, 7th of September. Same thing has happened with him. He may have to go on Wednesday as well, which is 2 days from now. And he may come back on Saturday or Sunday. So I may have to postpone it a tiny bit again. I don't know. I'm going to hear back from him today, find out what the story is with him. Maybe we can do it on Sunday instead, because Christian Coty could only do the Sunday, you know. So maybe there's maybe a way around it. But if I have to postpone, I'll postpone, you know. So the Roman soldier parts is a problem with that as well. One of the actors pulled out, one of the guys pulled out, you know, a so-called friend pulled out, you know. And these people are not friends. They won't sacrifice for you. They won't do anything for you. They have wrong thinking in their head. They don't want to stay up too late because they have to get their beauty sleep, you know. So these people are a waste of time. You know, only hang around with people that bother. And this sounds kind of weird, because it's like, well, only hang around with people that can help you. No, only hang around with people who claim to be friends but don't sacrifice for you. If they don't sacrifice for you and they don't see that you're trying to do something and you need a bit of help here and there or whatever, they've just exposed themselves that they're not interested. Under pressure, they will fold. So what is the point? They're not friends. They're not friends. Okay, so waste of time, wrong thinking, you know. But like I said to him, like, you know, I'm not going to try and change anyone's mind. Once someone makes a decision, that's it. Okay, fine, goodbye. That's it. That's the best way, because then it keeps you in your own power. You don't let other people dictate what you're supposed to feel, or like you're trying to keep people in your lives, or you have to do this. Why don't you want to do it? No, you don't want to do it. Fine. Okay. I'm going to move on. So he was kind of giving me a half in, half out answer of kind of like, well, if I can stay for 4 hours, then I'll do it. And I said, no, because with making a film, I'm going to need you there until the job is done. I don't know what's going to happen on the day. On the day, there could be bits of rain. On the day, there could be numerous problems that could come up. Numerous problems. And they usually do. Little bits here, little bits there, problems with this, problems with that. I don't know. So I'm going to need you there until we can't film anymore, which basically means until it's daylight. So then I can't continue filming anymore because it's a nighttime scene. So the minute it starts getting daylight after golden hour, then it's over anyway. But if you're going to pull this thing where it's all about you and like my beauty sleep and like, I'm kind of like, I have to do this, fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Waste of time. So back to Gladiator 2, which is, they're filming there now. Your man Christian Coty's going back to Kalkara. The set is about 20 to 30 million, something like that they're building down there. They built it like it's like a city down there, and they're just going to leave it down there apparently afterwards. I was saying, what are they going to do afterwards, after they're doing it? They just leave it there. So I said, look, me and you'll go over there when it's done again, right? And we'll just make a small film with the Gladiator 2 set. Two geriatric filmmaker wannabes will make a comedy on and use their sets. They won't mind. They were going to throw it away anyway, right? So Christian Coty is really cool, and he's got his film is going to be made. He's making a film over there next year, and he got a budget for it. Really smart guy, real intelligent guy, good worker. So he's making a feature film there next year for like, I think he's got like a couple of million or $1.5 million, something like that, to make it. So the whole idea really is that he's a movie producer as well, and kind of like, and the whole idea is that I have to go into a different modem once the Man Who Died short film is done, because that is what my mission is. That is what I'm trying to do. The Man Who Died, at some point, I've got to start a limited company. I've got to do loads of different things. I've got to start working my mind more after this proof of concept short film is done, with obviously then the script is done as well, is to make The Man Who Died in Malta. So next year I'm going to go over, when he's making his film, over to Malta for about 2 or 3 weeks, help out on the film, meet some people over there, show them my proof of concept, try and work my mind into the business area to do with it and getting to know people and movie producers and stuff like that. Go over to Malta, help him on his film, like I said, and just try and get in that way and try and do my best. Like I said, my mission is to make The Man Who Died in Malta at some point in the next, whenever it may be, 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know. But that is the idea, to make it in Malta. And the Maltese Film Commission does well. They have loads of films made over there sometimes, and kind of like, and I think the most important thing is to have something in your head that you're going for. So I done that with the Trap film years ago, before I even knew anything about making films. I knew I loved films. I didn't really know anything about making them, and movies in many ways work out the best when they're done sometimes off the cuff and on the fly. If you're particular, kind of like too particular, it can be off-putting as well sometimes. Sometimes it's just capturing certain moments, just say when you're filming and stuff like that, and the accidents can sometimes work out the best. And it's not pre-planned kind of thing. But then again, you want to pre-plan too. But the mission is to make The Man Who Died in Malta. And once I have that in my head, like I said, with the Trap film, I done the same. In my mind was, I'm going to be in the Lighthouse Cinema speaking to an audience on the microphone about the film The Trap. A couple of years later, that's where I was. That's what I was doing. Okay? So the same thing with The Man Who Died feature film. 2, 3 years from now, I will be in Malta making it with a few £1 million budget. That is the plan. That is the projection. And it will happen. And I'll make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, then I have to always have the mindset that it will happen. So, okay, I yield.